You said 2 cents.
All right, mister. Hey, Dick. Hey, Fetty. Are you tired? I guess I am. Just a little. Never mind. Sunday tomorrow. See ya. Hi, Fetty. Hey, mister. You want the shoe shine? Morning, Mr. Hobbs.
Oh, morning, boy. I don't know why you bother with that scrap of old good shoe shine. You steal your purse as soon as you look at you.
Dick's my friend. That's why.
Yeah. Oh. They're at it again.
Those Republicans, Mr. Hobbs?
And those lily-livered curs. How can they call themselves men? They've forgotten why we built this country. They think they're aristos back in old Europe. And we're the masses to be crushed beneath their heel.
Mr. Hobbs, isn't it about time we Democrats had a break?
Oh.
Wow! What a swell! Look at those horses. Aren't they fine?
Fine. Is it fine that some poor slaves worked his finger to the bone and fed his children on a moldy crust so that swells can ride around in carriages? Damn Republicans.
Mr. Hobbs, don't we Democrats ever get to ride in a carriage?
Only when we've earned it. We're not like the aristos in old Europe. Just you remember that. There's plenty who don't.
Hey, it stopped at our house.
Who's he come for?
Not us, that's for sure. Maybe Mr. Finkelstein on the first floor. He always wears a silk hat.
We might as well see for ourselves what the cub is like. They're in New York, Havisham. Unearth him if you can. Let us know the worst.
Yeah? I'm looking for Mrs. Errol. I believe this is the house.
Second floor.
Thank you.
The house, no doubt, is a filthy slum. God knows what the child will have picked up there. Be sure to wash him well, Havisham.
Do I have the pleasure of addressing Mrs. Errol?
You do not.
Is she in by any chance?
She may be.
Thank you.
Would you wait in here, sir?
So we are brought to this. Great days for the noble house of Dorincourt. 3 sons my late wife gave me. 3 sons to compensate for the boredom of her company. My heir breaks his neck in some idiotic dare. Second drinks himself to death in a gambling hell. And the youngest succumbs to a fever, brought on, no doubt, by the housekeeping of his American whore.
There is still the boy, my lord.
Oh, yes, the boy. We mustn't forget the boy. The hopes of the house of Dorincourt are vested in a half-American slum brat.
Mrs. Errol...
Mrs. Errol is a vulgar adventuress.
Mr. Havisham? Mr. Havisham? You wanted to speak to me?
Mrs. Errol. I'm here on the instructions of Lord Dorincourt.
My father-in-law.
Yep, that's the way they are now. But you mark my words. Those they've trodden on will one day rise up and blow them sky high. Earls and marquises alike. It's coming. They better look out.
Did you ever know any marquises or earls, Mr. Hobbs?
No, and I don't want to. I'll have no grasping tyrants sitting around on my apple barrels.
Perhaps they wouldn't be earls if they knew any better.
Oh, wouldn't they just? They glory in it. It's in them. They're a bad lot.
Master Sedgwick!
Master Seddy, come quick. Your man wants you. Run now. He was just at the grocery store down the street.
The grocer's store?
It belongs to a friend of his.
Really?
Yes, really. Here he is now.
So this is little Lord Fauntleroy.
I'm Cedric Errol, sir, and I'm glad to know you.
I'm glad to know you, my lord.
Cedric, Mr. Havisham is an attorney, or as he would have it, a lawyer. He's come all the way from England just to find you.
Me, dearest? Whatever for?
Well, he was sent by your grandfather, Lord Dorincourt.
My grandfather's a lord?
He is an earl.
Ceddy, your grandfather had 3 sons. Your Uncle Darcy, your Uncle Raymond, and dear Papa. Your Uncle Raymond died some time ago. And last month, your Uncle Darcy was killed when he fell off his horse. And then, of course, there's dear Papa.
My poor grandfather. He must miss them so.
The point is, my lord, that only your father was married, and only your father had a little boy.
Me?
Precisely. That means that one day you will be the Earl of Dorincourt. And for now, you're to be known as Lord Fauntleroy.
That's kind of my grandfather, sir. Really it is, but if it's all the same to you, I don't think I'll be an earl. You see, Mr. Hobbs and I, well, we're Democrats. We don't approve of earls and such.
Mr. Hobbs is the grocer I was talking of. I'm afraid we've no choice in the matter, Sadie. It seems you will be an earl whether you like it or no. The question is, will you be a good earl and do your duty, or a bad one and neglect it? So which shall it be?
But none of the other boys have to be earls.
Which shall it be, Sadie?
Well, a good one, I guess. If we really have to do it.
I knew you would say that. I'm very proud of you. Now, we have a lot of work to do. Mr. Havisham has come to take us back to England with him.
England? You mean leave here? Leave Mr. Hobbs and Dick and everybody?
You're going to have to be awfully strong, Sadie, darling. And help me.
Can I go and tell them what's happened? Can I?
Of course you can.
Lord Fauntleroy, Lord Dorincourt has instructed me to provide you with whatever money you may need to prepare yourself for the journey.
Money? Gee, how much?
Well,
Enough to buy Dick his own stand? And something for Mr. Hobbs? I'd love to buy him a gold watch. I know he's always wanted one. Would there be enough for a gold watch for my friend Mr. Hobbs, sir?
yes, my lord.
Oh, thank you, sir. Gee, my grandfather must be the kindest man in the whole world.
When you get over there, Havisham, let him know his good fortune. Let him know what it is to be the grandson of the Earl of Dorincourt. Let him have money in his pocket. Tell him who put it there.
And Mrs. Errol?
Tell her my terms. She can take them or leave them.
And if she leaves them?
Well, she won't, Havisham. Believe me, she won't. There's one thing you could do, though. Offer to double her income if she will consent to remain in America.
Without the boy, my lord.
Without the boy? Of course without the boy. Offer to buy him. If she will sell, well and good. If not, she must abide by the terms I've set her.
Let me understand this clearly, Mr. Havisham. My child is to be taken away from me, is to live separately from me, and I am no longer to supervise his education. Is that right?
You know that, alas, the Earl is not friendly toward you. I'm afraid he has a strong prejudice against Americans, and I know you will forgive me for saying that your marriage to Captain Errol did not please him.
After our marriage, Lord Dorincourt wrote to my husband, who loved his father, Mr. Havisham, remember that, and told him that all communication between them must cease. He wrote that my husband could never return to his home, and that he would never receive a penny piece in support. All this after educating him with no thought of earning a living. He even sold his dogs, Mr. Havisham. From this, I'm sure you will understand that I am fully aware of Lord Dorincourt's feelings towards me.
Just so, madam.
I have never told Cedric about his grandfather, as I have no wish to make him bitter. Nor did I think before today that I would ever hear the name Dorincourt again. But do not think that I am not bitter, Mr. Havisham. I nursed my husband on his deathbed and listened to him talk of England. I wrote to his father, the only time I ever did, and he did not deign to reply. I may look weak and foolish to you, but if you expect me to faint and weep with joy because my son is to be returned to the world of his grandfather, I'm afraid you will be disappointed.
You do not look in the least weak or foolish, madam, I can assure you. However, the facts remain and the choice is yours. If you will accept Lord Fauntleroy's need to be brought up in a manner in keeping with his future inheritance, then you must also accept the Earl's terms. Otherwise you may, of course, remain here in your present state.
And do not think that I am not tempted to do just that.
Thank you, Mr. Gleason.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's the news, Hetty?
News, Mr. Hobbs?
Yeah, the news, lad. When Mary came running for you with a face like a tomato. What's happened?
Mr. Hobbs, do you remember what you were talking about earlier?
I don't know that I do.
About marquises and earls and all that.
Oh, yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And you said how they were all grasping tyrants, and that you wouldn't have them sitting round on your apple barrels.
So I did, and I meant it, too. Just let them try it, that's all.
Well, Mr. Hobbs, it's like this. One is sitting on this barrel right now,
What?
Yes, it's true. I am one. Or I'm going to be.
Are you ill, boy? Are you feverish?
Mr. Hobbs, it's true. I'll tell you about it. Though I don't know that I understand it all myself.
Tell me again where I am to live.
Court Lodge is a fine house. It is on the edge of the village of Dorincourt near the castle. And you won't be short of money, I can promise you that. Lord Fauntleroy will live at the castle with his grandfather, but he may visit you every day if you like. The only stipulation is that you shall not visit him, nor enter the park gates.
My husband loved England, Mr. Havisham. He loved Dorincourt, and had hoped to show it to me before he received the letter from his father. He was proud of his name and his home. I know that he would wish for Cedric to grow up there if he could. And for that reason, I will accept Lord Dorincourt's terms. But I have terms of my own. They are unalterable. Cedric has been brought up surrounded by love. He knows nothing of the quarrels between his parents and Lord Dorincourt, and he must continue to know nothing. I have no fear that the Earl will turn him against me. If he tried, he would not succeed. But I will not have Seti's childhood shattered by anger and feuds. Lord Dorincourt must never tell him why I live outside the park, nor make him feel that he must choose between us. For my part, I will encourage him to love his grandfather. That I promise you.
Very good, madam.
One more thing. No one is to tell him that we are to live apart until we are on the boat. Do you understand? I will not double his grief at losing his friends.
I agree. The Princess Louise leaves New York on Friday. That gives you 3 days to prepare. Can it be done?
It can, Mr. Havisham.
Well, I'll be jiggered.
I guess England's a long way off, eh, Mr. Hobbs?
It sure is, boy. Across the Atlantic Ocean, I know that.
That's the worst of it. I may not see you again for a while, Mr. Hobbs. I don't like to think of that.
Well, Shetty, I guess as the song says it, sometimes the best of friends must part.
We've been friends for a good many years, haven't we, Mr. Hobbs?
Oh, I should say so, ever since you were 6 weeks old and Mary first wheeled you in here in your perambulator.
Just think of that. You never thought then that I should have to be an earl.
Is there no getting out of it?
I guess not. Dearest says that that's what has to happen, and she's pretty straight about these things.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I suppose I'll get going.
I'll see you again.
Oh, sure. I don't think we'll be leaving for a few days yet.
Hey, mister, if I were you, I wanted to keep my shoes, I wouldn't let him touch them.
Ah, forget it.
Now see what you've done! I haven't let you drink as an arrow before, and then you come and fight the first one off. You get that here! Give them back this minute! Give it here! Give me that!
Don't pick fights you can't win, Dickie boy. That's my advice to you.
Oh, yeah? That's your advice, is it, Stanley Logan?
Yeah, that's my advice. You got a problem with it?
Only this. Stanley, it's a cop!
You pay for that, kid!
Oh, no, I won't! Geez, Betty, you all right? I'm fine. Are they gone? Yeah. You sure are crazy taking on Logan like that. Everyone's got to stick up for the right stick. That's what Mr. Hobbs says. Maybe so, but you don't have to stick up for my rights. That's the difference. I sure am glad to have you around, Steady. Well, Dick, it's kind of on that subject I was hoping to talk to you. Yeah?
Here, give me your hand. This will make it feel better.
How? Did the lawyer man leave the money like he said? Enough for the stall and the watch and everything?
Quite enough and more.
I guess they'll miss me a bit anyway. Even when they have the presents.
Of course they will. They'll miss you a lot. And we'll miss them.
It's just... It feels like we're leaving our whole life behind us. You know.
I know, darling. But Seti, we're going to a new life with new people to meet and new places to see. Try to think about that.
I guess.
Let's just see what happens, shall we? Good night and God bless. Sweet dreams.
That one's mine. Be careful with it.
You going with them?
I should think I am. Not having them bullied from pillar to post without a friend, am I now? Besides, I've a mind for a bit of travelling. Here's your chance to say goodbye to your friends. I'll be right back.
Thanks, bye.
How's it going, Dick? Does the stall make a difference? You said it. It's going great. They can sit down now, see? And I'm charging 5 cents a time. I'm glad. Well, it's my grandfather you've got to thank. No, it ain't. It's you I've got to thank. And I do. But I tell you what, I wish you weren't going, Seti. I do, truly. Ain't never been no one nice to me like you. I wish I was still cleaning shoes in the gutter and you was staying right here. Never mind, Dick. Things will work out. I'll write you. Can't read. Mr. Hobbs will help you. I don't think so. Yes, he will. I'll see to that. Well, bye, Dick. Bye, Seti.
Come on, boy.
Thank you, Mrs. McNeil.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, girls.
Morning, Mr. Hobbs.
Morning.
I've come to say goodbye. We're leaving soon.
I reckon so.
I've brought something for you, Mr. Hobbs. It's a present. There's something written on it. I told the man myself what to say. From his oldest friend, Lord Fauntleroy, to Mr. Hobbs. And inside it reads, "When this you see, remember me. I don't want you to forget me."
I shan't forget you. And don't you go and forget me when you get among that British aristocracy.
I shouldn't forget you, whoever I was among. And I hope you'll come and see us. You wouldn't stay away just 'cause my grandfather's an earl. You wouldn't hold it against him, would you?
I'd come to visit you.
Mr. Hobbs, would you do something for me? Would you be kind to Dick? Would you let him keep you company once in a while? I know you don't care much for him, but would you do it for me?
I will, boy. I will.
Thank you. Well, I guess this is goodbye. Mr. Hobbs, I won't be a grasping tyrant. At least I'll try not to be.
Are you ready, Mrs. Aaron?
It may surprise you, Mr. Havisham, but I've been very happy in this little apartment. Happier, I think, than Lord Dorincourt's been in his castle. Yes, I'm ready. Please.
That's it. Mary! Oh, we're all done here. Tell your ma I've gone on ahead to get things sorted.
Walk on.
See you on board! Mary's left. She'll meet us down there.
All right, Freddie, let's get in.
City! What is it, Dick? I brought this for you out of the takings. It's a handkerchief. You can wear it when you get among the swells. It's fine, Dick. Really fine. Thanks a lot.
I'm afraid we must be going, my lord.
Well, bye, Dick. Bye, City.
Drive on.
Wear it among the swells. I will. Count on it.
Yes?
Telegram for his lordship. Will there be an answer?
Wait here. Will there be any answer, my lord?
No, Thomas, no answer. Lord Fauntleroy is coming home.